Hey guys, welcome back to my life. Welcome back to this channel. Guys, how have you been? How are you guys? So guys, let me know, where are you watching from? Where are you watching from? Are you ready for today's tutorial? Because I have a bold makeup look to do and I want to walk you guys with it. So guys, this might occasionally fall off my head, but the focus is on the makeup. The scarf will be fine. So as usual, the first thing you need to do is to prep your skin. Skin is already prepped. I just want to walk us through this tutorial. No long talks. So I'm going to do using this foundation. This is the Sephora in the shade 50N. And I like to put a little bit on the back of my hand. And as usual, I'm just going to place it and then spray, and then we're good to go. All right. So what you will notice is that this is a little yellow tone, but it's okay. When it settles in, it will be fine. I like to take a spray like this one from the Elf brand. This makes it easy to blend, so I'm just blending this. So I do notice with this is that it is very yellow tone foundation, which is tough because it doesn't match my skin completely. But it's okay. I will correct all of this when I do my contour and highlight. So I like to use a brush. It gives me super control. And then I just switch to a beauty blender. But let's blend this as much as we can before we switch into the beauty blender. So I like to avoid on the eye. Why, you may ask? Because you're putting concealers there, it tends to be bulky if you put too much product. Now we're going to switch to the beauty blender. Always use a damp beauty sponge, and I'm picking this up like this. And this I'm just pressing into my skin. Hi Erica, how are you? Welcome to my live. How are you today? How is your week going so far? I am very well, thank you. Has anything brand new been happening around you? Are you okay? Are you good? All right, so this is done. I can say that this is somewhat blended. Then I'm going to go in and use my contour. And I like to use foundations for my contour. So I'm going to mix in this with a shade called, where's that guy? He ran away. Yeah, this foundation is a Nigerian brand. By the way, the pigmentation of this foundation is top notch. So if you're a person of color, this is a very good foundation for you. I'm going to be mixing this with that Sephora shade because this one is too dark and I don't like my contour very dark. So I like to have it looking very refreshing, right? We want a breath of fresh air. We don't want it looking unrealistic. So I'm just giving this a good mix on the back of my hand. If you have a palette, you can also use your mixing palette to do this. So I'm giving this a good mix, and then I'm gonna go in my brush to apply this contour. So I'm picking a brush and I'm just taking a little bit of this. I'm going to be pressing it on the side like so. And do you see how light that is? This is actually what I want. And I'm keeping it, okay, definitely a hair. I'm keeping it here, just the angle of my cheekbone. And I'm doing this here as well. I like this really soft because when I go ahead and put in the blush, you can see how well that blends in. So if you're having like a hard time mixing in your blush with your contour, it's probably because the shading is wrong. So you have to make sure that the shade match is really good. You don't want something too harsh or too dark, or else you're gonna have a hard time fixing it. So this is what we're looking like. I love it. As usual, I switched to my beauty blender and just blending it all out. And I'm pressing it in like so. So this is what it's looking like. I like it. And I'm going to be switching to my highlight. I'm using this one from Maybelline. And this I'm going to place here. I'm placing this here as well. And here. And here. Here and here. So you don't have to put too much under your eyes. Just something good enough for you to work with. Hello, Phil. How are you? Welcome to my live. Where are you watching from? Do let me know where you're watching from. Guys, I am shooting this video all the way from Canada. So welcome to my live. I'm using this Rare Beauty blush. This is in the shade Truth. And I'm putting it on the back of my hand as well. I am good too. Thanks for asking. You really? I usually don't have a lot of Canadians watching, so I'm happy that you're watching from Canada. I'm happy. I always have people from Australia, the UK, the US. Indeed. Thank you. Hi, Jesus' disciple. How are you? Okay. So I'm going to be using the same beauty blender and I'm just picking aside. Oh, I guess today is my lucky day. I have a lot of Canadians watching. How are you guys? Welcome, welcome, welcome. And guys, to be honest, this Rare Beauty blush is done. I have milked the life out of it. But yeah, let's see if I can squeeze some more. So what part of Canada are you guys watching from? Is it very cold where you are? Because it is pretty cold here. It is like so cold. It's crazy. Okay, I think I'm just gonna place it because this isn't working. I know. I'm in Northern Ontario, so it's very cold. Very cold. Like the cold ain't playing. Oh, you're also in Ontario. Oh, this year the winter is brutal. Very brutal. But we'll survive. Oh, you're in Southern Ontario. Oh, that is nice. Okay, so you see the softness of that blush. That is what I am going for. And oh, you're in BC. Wow, the few people that have watched like my live or been here on my live are usually from BC. What time is it in BC? I don't know much about every other place. I just know the places around me, so I have to ask these questions. So do bear with me for that. Now this has sat on my face for a bit, so I'm just going to spray to give it a little more life, and then I'll blend it. If you're wondering, this spray is from Elf. Wow, this is from Elf. So I'm just blending this here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We're blending. Wow, that is interesting because it's like 11 here. So I'm guessing BC is 4 hours behind. Wow, I didn't know that. Well, nice to meet you here. Um, I hope you've subscribed. I hope you've given this video a like. And guys, just watch this tutorial. It's super easy if you just follow the process. So I like to blend this in, and you can use a brush or a beauty blender. I like to use the beauty blender for my under eyes. So it's better to blend this part first before you touch this part, okay? So this is what we're looking like. Now we're gonna look up and blend this part. So why you're doing this last is because you're going to give this as much coverage as we need. Hi Lemons, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, guys, please give this video a thumbs up. Guys, my new dream is to get this video to 1,000 subscribers in February. Guys, can you do that for me? Because we gotta move. We're lagging behind. We gotta move. So, anyways, this is what it's looking like. So, one thing I like to do is to get my setting powder close by just to set the under eye, because if you don't set it immediately, you're going to have like creases and lines, fine lines there. So, make sure that you have your setting powder close by so that you can fix this. Thanks, Lemons. I've been well. It's been a very busy beginning of the year for me. Like, a lot has happened, but in the end, I give all glory to God. But it's been a very interesting year so far. So I like to take this and always dust it out. Hi, Omar. How are you? And I'm just placing this here. Guys, I'm so sorry. That was embarrassing. Okay, so as you can see, this just sets beautifully. Dust and then press it onto the back of your hand. This will just help you have a very nice finish when you are blending all of this. Good to know, guys. Good to know. So if you haven't already, do give this video a thumbs up, like, comment, and share. Okay? So I'm setting the rest of the places that I've highlighted, and this is what we're looking like. Okay. And this is what is looking like. Now I'm going to set the contour and then the blush. To set the contour, I'm going to be using my palette. Yeah, it's been a while, right? I know. The trivia guys have been stealing the show, but no, we're back. I'm using this to do my contour. We've been having fun with trivia nights, but now we're back to makeup. So I'm placing this here. Like so. Do you see how nice and soft that is? So remember, always tap out your brush, guys. This scarf may or may not be on my head by the end of this tutorial, but try not to get distracted. You've been here for 2 weeks. I know you've been consistent. You have. Shout out to you, Oma. You have been consistent on this channel. So this is done. Now we're gonna go into the blush. And for my blush, I like to use a blush palette like this. And I'm just going to pick up a shade that matches that blush. And this, I'm just going to press softly, like so. Oh, you watch the trivia. That is nice. This is about what it looks like. So I'm gonna do this one. Trivia night is always fun. I love. So this is what we're looking like. So this is what we're looking like. So this is ready. This is set. And now I'm going to go ahead and set the rest of my face, which is super easy because I'm going to use the same palette. And I'm just picking a brush. I know is trust me, what whenever it comes to trivia, it's always so it's nice. You get to learn stuff. So don't focus on what you don't know. Whatever you know and you can answer, just answer, right? And whatever you don't know, yeah, you learn. For me, that's the best part of trivia, learning. Like there sometimes people come and they're like arguing with some points, and then I can go and research up and I've learned something new. So that will always be fun for me. So as you can see, I'm setting my head like so. Like number six. What? I know. So this is what we're looking like so far. Already it looks nice and I like it. So I'm going to go ahead and do some more setting for the under eye. So now I'm going to be using my beauty blender to set the under eye further. If you have the triangular puffs, this is a good time to use it to set your under eye. Or else you can use your beauty blender. And all you're doing is pressing that product in there to set it. Now remember to always blend the excess or else you're going to have a hard time. And all I'm doing is just pressing it in there to really give it a good set. And there you have it. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish up. Now the next thing I'm going to do is my brows, and my brows are super easy. I like to use a brow gel or a regular hair gel. If you have, that works. So I like to take a brush like this, and then this I use to brush up the brows. This helps the brows to stay in place, especially if you have like very thick brows. If you're someone who doesn't like to do their brows, this is perfect for you because you can do this, set your brows in place, and then just go ahead and do your eyeshadow and whatever you want to do. But this just helps your brows to stay in place. Maybe, maybe. I know. I mean, maybe some people just enjoy it, right? But this is what it's looking like so far. So I'm going to take my brush, and now what I'm going to do is to set the brows. We're blending this, and we're just placing this to set the brows in place. And these are done. At the end of the day, right? Some people just watch it like to learn. Some people watch it as an entertainment. So it depends. I'm not judging here. It depends, to be honest. So I like to use a pencil. This one is from the Davis brand, guys. This pencil is almost out, but I'm using my money's worth. Okay, so I like to keep it just at the end, and I'm just following the natural line of my brow, like this. And when I get to the front, I'm very light-handed. I like to just go in tiny strokes like that. Using a very sharp pencil helps you to get your brows looking really nice. So, sharpen your pencils. So I like to do the top, then the bottom, then the top. And just filling this here, like so. And I'm just filling this in little strokes. So the key to getting it looking natural is the stroke method. It just fills it in like this. But it depends. Some people like a thicker brow. Personally, I love my brows very light and natural. So this is really all I do. And I like to have this spoolie brush close by so that I can always brush this up. And honestly, that is it for me. So I'm going to touch any part that I feel like left some weirdness there. And that is done. Now let's finish this up. I'm going to do the same thing, but what you want to do is sharpen your pencil again. Remember, you're doing your brows. Sharpen. Sharp pencils give you better results. So I'm doing the same. And for me, I prefer to start from the middle. For some reason, it gives me more control. So feel free to start where it gives you much better control. And once again, when I get to the front, I'm just very light-handed. And also, one thing is, hi Bella. One thing is having a very good pencil shade that actually matches your brows. That's actually how to get your brows looking as natural as possible. So get a good match. Don't buy like a dark brown pencil if for your brows. If your brows are like lighter brown, then you can see the difference, right? So try to match your brow hair. So we're doing this one here, like so. Hi, Shagan. Oh, Deary. Where are you watching from? What flag is that? How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. So this is what everything like. Where are you watching from? I am well. Thanks for asking. I hope you're well too. How are you? So these are the brows. So I'm going to fill this in right about here and brush them up. I love it. So I'm brushing it to fill up any place that I feel like needs a little bit of that. Aside that, I think it's good. Next thing I want to do is to take a brush and then I'm going to be setting this brows. This is super easy. Always have a rounded brush or a flat angle brush that could just help you with the direction of the product. I prefer to use a rounded brush as opposed to like an angled brush. When I started, I used to use like an angled brush, but I started using the rounded brush is so much better. Although this brush has seen greater days, but this is the brush I use for my brows. So I'm going back to my concealer, and I actually like to have two different shades. I like a darker one and then a lighter one. The lighter one for the brow bone and the darker one for the spit part. So just watch me use it. So we start off here, which is the brow bone area, and I'm just cleaning this up. This is what gives you like very sharp looking brows. The concealer, really. And if you feel like you did too much anywhere, the concealer just helps you clean it out. So I'm doing this. Thank you. I'm doing this. And that is the part that I use the lighter shade for, basically. Now, when I get to this part and this part, I'm going to go in with the darker shade. I'm using the same shade that I used to contour my cheeks to do this. Erica, what's the problem? So, hello, Heather. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, as you can see, it looks like nothing happened there, but this is what gives it that natural element. Now I'm going for this part, and I'm just finishing this up. Now, if you want to do the top, super easy. Just make sure that you wipe off all the products on the brush so that it's almost empty, basically. And guys, something just happened. I dug into the lighter shade. So you want to make sure that this is almost empty. Then you're just going to place it here like so. And honestly, you just want to have still hands. So you kind of move it like this. And then you have that brow perfection. So if you feel like you need to touch it up again, go ahead and do the same thing. That is done. You're going to blend it in because you're working with concealer. If you don't, it's going to dry up on your face. So I like to blend in from the darker shade into the lighter shade, and this just gives it a very natural finish. So you can see that the highlight is just sticking in there. I'm going to brush this up because I see some hairs just going rogue there. So this is what we have. I'm going to go ahead and do this one. You can wipe your brush if you like. And I'm going into the lighter shade. Once again, we're doing the exact same thing here. Remember, steady hands. All right. Now we're going to do the darker one. Okay. And I am doing this here. Thank you, Heather. Heather, how was your week? Or how is your week going? The week is still going. How is your week going so far? Hmm. Brows are looking good. I'm going to adjust it just a little bit in front here. And voila, there you have it. Oh no, I know work is tough, yeah, beginning of the year. Well, for me, it's a lot. My school is actually on a strike. I know. So, like, school is on a break, so we're waiting it out to see how that goes. Okay, brows are done. Now, if you feel like you need to adjust it, you can adjust it with the brush or with the pencil, whatever you choose. But so I'm doing a master's in business, master's of business. So yeah, I'm in my second year, so I'm almost done. Okay, remember to blend and I know, but it's tough. The first year of my master's was the toughest for me. Oh my god, it was so tough. I had a hard time. I had to take statistics and boy, was it hard. It was hard. So, because my undergrad is way different, so it was a bit tough. But then now it's good. It's good. Okay, so brows are done. And if you feel like your brows are still looking too dark, no worries. Go into your setting powder. Just take a little bit. If you have a translucent powder, this is actually really good. You can just tap on the brows a little bit to lighten it up. Or you can use a brow pomade to get it lighter. A brow pomade works. Done. Now, my favorite part of makeup, the eyes. So I'm going to grab a little bit of concealer. And what I like to do is to blend this out just to give it a good. Oh, guys. Oh, thank you, Heather. Thank you. By the way, I'm planning to do a lot on this channel. I have a lot that I'm gonna bring out. So guys, you guys anticipate. Anticipate. This year is gonna be different on this channel. So I'm excited. I really am. So guys, I actually got something from the ELF brand and I'm super excited to use this. It's actually and it's missing, guys. It ran away. I saw this like eyeshadow primer and I was like, okay, I gotta use it. I gotta show you guys. I got to show you guys my eyeshadow primer and she's missing. Guys, my box is a bit too much right now. So, all right, this is it. This is from the ELF brand. So I'm going to be using this, and this is what it looks like. So just going to place a little bit. Mm. This is what we're looking like so far. Let's see if this is gonna work. What's gonna work? Teamwork. What's gonna work? Dun, dun. So I'm going to be using this brush to blend it, guys. My brushes are like in need of a revamp, aka washing. They're in serious need of a revamp. So I am just doing this. So you want to pat in the, so this is pretty interesting. It feels like a glitter adhesive. So I'm pretty I'm pretty interested in this because it's very lightweight at first use. It's very lightweight. It doesn't feel sticky. It doesn't feel like I have a ton of product on my eyes, which is very interesting. So now let's see if it's going to hold up the eyeshadow. Let's see how this is going to change the eyeshadow. Guys, at this point, my scarf is all the way to the bar. So let's see, what are we doing today? I know it has like some, it looks like it has some glow in it. I like that. I'm really just interested in seeing if this is going to hold up the eyeshadow. So today I'm going for something bold. So I am going to be using black in this tutorial. So the first thing I want to do is to transition, and I think I'll go for like a smoky eye. I haven't done something like that in a while, so I'm going to start off with brown to transition, and then we'll finish it off with the black on the edge to give it a very nice crisp. So I'm using a very dark brown and I'm placing it here. So I'm starting off here, placing that brown there. So this I just placing. And this is a build, so I'm just going to keep on building it and moving it inward. So this is really pigmented, so always tap off the eyeshadow brush so that you don't have excess product. So tap, tap, tap. You won't need it. Okay, I'm just building it, continue to build. Okay, so that base is good. This is going to be pretty dark because this is already very dark, the brown, so the black is going to give it more dimension. So the way you hold your brush really affects the outcome, I would say. Now, if you hold your brush here, you're going to have a very stiff application and it focuses more on one area. But if you want something that like really blends and gives it a very light touch, you really want to hold it on the tip here. This just lets your hand flow fluidly. So this is a very good tip, especially for those who are like, oh, my eyeshadow always appears harsh. This might be the one thing that changes everything for your eyeshadow game. So try this and thank me later. So I am just doing this. I'm gonna keep on blending. We can see there is something going on here, so we have to close that up. I'm just going to place it there and blend. So this, we have this now. I like to blend this into my eyeshadow, sorry, into my nose contour to give me a very seamless blend. Now let's go into the black. Now to do this, I'm using this detailed one, and I'm picking up this black shade, and I'm going to focus it just here. I'm always tempted to do like a smoky eye when I have like the black, but today let's just focus it here because that's what we're trying to do. So with black, you have to be careful because you're going to have fallout. So you really don't want to not tap, or else you're going to have lots of fallout on your blush and on your foundation. So now I'm going back into that brush that I used for the brown, and I'm going to be blending this. into that brown, especially at the top here. Okay, and this is giving us that nice black. So if you want, you can keep it in here or you can pull it out. I want it just in here. I want it here. It's doing pretty good. Now I'm going to do the same thing here, picking up that black and working it into this brown. And as you can see, I'm just putting it here to secure it in this position. So like I said, the way you hold your brush really just determines the outcome. So if you hold your brush carelessly, you're going to get careless applications. So be careful. And with colors like black, it's really, really hard to fix it because it's very pigmented. So you want to be careful so that you don't end up wiping the eyeshadow and starting afresh. Because trust me, sometimes you're in a hurry, you don't even have time for that. So just be careful. So when I get here, I want to blend this and feather it out because this is where I'm going to have a very nice blend into the next shade. So you always want to do this with your eyeshadow so that you don't just have a very straight line application. Like you can see like the the two parts that were joined together, if that makes any sense. So just make sure that you're feathering it out. All right. So now I'm going to go into the next shade. I really want something bold today, so I'm going to look for a shade that says bold. Let's see. Perfect. I'm gonna do like a pink and then an orange in the front, or like a peachy shade. So we're gonna start off with a dark pink. I'm using this plump baby. I don't have a lot of other colors on this palette, so I have to work with what I have. So we're gonna pick up this pink and we're gonna start blending this. So I'm gonna place it here like so. This idea I think I got from like a sunset kind of vibe. I haven't tried this before, by the way, so I just hope this works out. But I know I want something bold, so let's see how this turns out. I'm gonna place it here. Like so. And we're just placing right now. Remember to tap off the excess. And this is what we're looking like. Now I'm going to switch into that orangey shade. And to do this, I'm going to pick this cherry bomb. And I'm placing this one here in front. Just here like this. So I want this to blend into. And they really just look like very similar colors. So it doesn't look like much is happening. I wish I had like a darker pink because it would have really brought more life into this. Oh, all right. So this is what it's looking like so far. This is how close I could get it. That pink and orange look very similar. So let me try to give it some more pink to see if this is going to be more pronounced. Let's see if this is gonna work. Would this work? Mm, somewhat. So remember to blend the 2 points of the color so that they look like they are going into each other. So that is what we're doing here. And to finish this up, I'm going to go in with a very yellow tone eyeshadow color. And this just helps us to wrap this up. It gives it like a very nice mix. So I'm going in with this citrus shade. This is going to bring this to life. And this I'm placing just here. I'm blending it into that peachy shade. And just placing it here. And I'm building it up. And replacing and building. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend this out actually. I usually don't do this, but I think I'm going to do this today. And just extend it to give it more dramatic effect. And we're building, building, we're building, building. Okay, I'm doing the same thing here. Building it up, building it up, building it up. So if you have like a very nice pigment, you can actually use it in place of the yellow. Oh, thank you, Omar. So I'm going back to that peachy shade to try to bring it back because I feel like the yellow began to swallow my peach shade. So I'm going to place it there and try to blend. I see that working really. And this is what it's looking like. Hi, Inya. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. And this is what it's looking like. So now I'm going to blend it. Really, Ohio, nice. Very nice. Hi, Sir Mike. I didn't think I would see you this night. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you? Like it looks like a very interesting butterfly. So I like this, and I'm going to stop here. So to finish this off, I'm just going to be blending this one here, just a little. I want a little more character up there. So just a little. Mike, how are you today, though? How are you? And this is the. And I'm gonna grab my black. Yes, dude, this is an eyeliner. Do reverse because I think I've been going soft. I've not been asking makeup questions, and this is a makeup channel. So next trivia is going to be tough, guys. I'm going to look for like very hard questions. So this is an eyeliner, sorry. I'm using the black eyeliner, and I'm going to be using this to create a very nice eyeliner. Okay. All right. This was really blank. Yes, that's what the eyeliner does. It lines the eye. All right, so here I'm just gonna pull this in to give me like an eagle eye effect. All right. Hi, the pretty. Oh, I see your comment. Okay, good for you, brother. And I'm just flipping this like this. Thank you. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe, like, and leave a comment. And turn on your notifications. Turn on your bell notification so that you can be notified when I post. Yes, please. I'm taking celebrity. I'm taking celebrity. What do you call them? Postings recommendations, please. All right. So here we have it. A very nicely done eyeliner, and I gotta finish it up in here. Thanks for subscribing. Are you in Canada as well, or you're in the US, or are you in Canada? So I may have gone a little too dramatic in there, but in the US, oh, shout out to you watching all the way from the US. Thanks for being here. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to scrape this off just because it's a little out of place in there. So I've shown you guys before. This is how you get rid of mistakes when you do like your eyeliner, your mascara. Just scratch it off. But you have to wait for it to dry though. And you can scratch it off and go back. I guess this one is being a little stubborn. Maybe we don't scratch it off. This is called eyeliner. It's from the e.l.f. brand. This is an eyeliner from the e.l.f. brand. Ooh, okay. Before I go crazy, I think I'm gonna stop there. Do I have cat's eye? Like my natural eyes, they're round, I think. I have round eyes. I don't have almond eyes, I have round eyes. And just for a little dramatic effect, I'm going in with a little bit of white. Okay. Oh yeah. Lots of times I'm like, oh, a singing group. Oh, I don't know them. Sorry. I do not know Cat's Eye. I've poked myself a lot doing that. Yes, I have. Very much. I'm going to be using this to finish this up. Okay. And I'll finish it up in here with the black. So if you notice that you easily poke yourself in the eye when you do this, just pull it out here. Yeah, it takes a long time, trust me. But I mean, it really depends on whoever, right? Some people like very simple, basic makeup. It just depends. I obviously don't do this all the time when I'm going out. I only do this when I want to do something. I want to show something dramatic or just be expressive, right? But then I will definitely not be doing this all the time. So trust me, a lot of people don't have time for this. Okay, so I'm doing the same thing here. All right, and the under eye work is done. I'm going to put on some mascara because I'm going to be wearing false lashes today. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Where are you, mascara? Okay, I'm going to be using this one. Let's see what you got. So you want to do this whenever you're wearing your false lashes, just because this really helps with hiding the lashes. So this gives me like a sunset vibes with like a dark cloud or something. But that is very ironic because sunsets do not have dark clouds. But it's my perspective, okay? Anyway, right, I found you. I like to do this and do the same here. Now, this is the time that I'm going to check and see if I had any fallouts. If I did, it's very simple. You can use some powder to dust off. So I don't have any fallouts, so I'm just going to use this to dust off anything that I need to. Now the nose contour, pretty simple. I like to use my powder palette and I just pick the dark shade here and I like to focus just here to give it a very pinched effect, to give my nose a very pinched effect. And I just focused here, and I like to blend it into the eyeshadow. And then I just use the rest to go down there just to finish it up. So notice how I used a very light shade. You really don't want to go heavy, or else it's going to be like a journey of no return. So now I'm going to use my beauty blender to clean this up. So you usually do this before you go into your eyeshadow so that you can have this set, but a lot of times I'm not really trying to do all of that. So this is a good tip. Do it before you do your eyeshadow so that it has enough time to set. This is done. Now let's get the lashes ready. Let's see. I'm gonna be using these lashes. This was a gift for the Christmas. This was a Christmas gift, so I'm excited to use this one. So I'm gonna get some glue on this while I go ahead and let it set. Glue, where are you? Where are you, my glue? You're revising, really? You're very serious. You're very serious in this one. And let's see. So I'm using the Kiss Beauty brand for my lash glue. I really like this one. So Sir Mike, what is this called? What is this called? What would you call this? You gotta show us. Put your lipstick. That is not a lipstick. That is a lash glue. It's for gluing the false lashes. So that is a lash glue. You see, you've already failed. This is lash glue. I'm using it to get this ready. Getting this ready. Okay. It's gonna help me stick the lashes. It's gonna help it stick. So I like to put this so that this just dries down a little bit. Guys, I guess this doesn't want to stay. Hi Biggie, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome to my live. How are you today? While that is going on, let's get the lipstick done. Okay. So I'm gonna go for a pink lipstick. This is about makeup, so I'm going for pink. Thank you, Heather. Thank you. I wouldn't actually be wearing this anywhere serious. If there was like a festival or a carnival, maybe, yeah, then this would be like a suitable look. So I'm just taking this out. And I'm going to be using this. And I'll be using this here to line my lip. I'm going in with black. Okay. Okay. I should draw a mustache. Oh my god. I think I'm terrible at doing that. I'm like, this is the problem. You're a menace. Oh, thank you, Biggie. Well, help me get more viewers, guys. Help me get more viewers. So this I'm placing here. Okay. Welcome back. So this is what I do whenever I do like a liner. You can use a brush to do this, but I like to use my hand. And this just gives it a very blended look, a blended effect. All right. I know it's magic. So this is what it looks like right now. This hand technique is like the best thing to really change your eyeliner. You can do this and just put on clear gloss and you're good. But today we're being extra. So I'm not putting clear gloss over this. I'm gonna go in with pink. So I know we're dramatic. So I'm gonna be using this and I'm placing it here. So I want it just to stay in here. So you can actually leave it as is or go ahead and put clear gloss. You all know that I love my lip gloss. So of course it's not going to remain like this. We're going to put lip gloss. But meanwhile, I'm going to go back and put in the lashes. By the way, I hate wearing lashes on camera because it's so hard to do. So let's see if we're going to have success today. Thank you, Heather. Trust me, is years of practice. I've been doing this for over 6 years. So it has definitely gotten better. By the way, I think I'm going to be posting like my makeup before and now. Heather is jealous. I think Heather is learning. I like that she's here. She's always learning. So please, Mike, leave Heather out of this. Let's see. This is where the struggle comes in, putting it and placing it. So you really don't want to let it dry out for too long, or else you're going to have a hard time placing your lashes. So these are done. I really need to learn how to use the tweezers in this year to get my lashes done because this hand technique is no longer working. It's no longer working. Welcome to Mike and Heather Biggie. This is what they do all the time. So welcome to Mike and Heather. All right. So, oh my. Okay. This is done. No, it's specifically for your lashes. So it's a lash glue. So I'm just using my hand to fix this, just so that it's just sitting tightly. And is it done? So I like these lashes, but it's almost like they're not there. So you may want to go for something more pronounced. Oh, they come off quickly, like they come off very good. So I like to have the lashes placed on like the skin just before my lashes. But if you end up placing it on your actual lashes, when you take them off, you're going to lose some lash hairs, just so you know. So always try to put it on the skin just above your lashes. Capiche? Skin, not your lashes. You're gonna regret it, trust me. You will cry. It's happened to me once or twice and I learned the hard way. So the skin, not your actual lashes. For those who want to learn how to do that, that is just a simple trick, really. Yes, Mike, remember that. You may have a customer or a client, you don't know. So this is what it looks like. I'm just going to wrap this up, touch everything that needs to be touched. I'm going back into my blush because my blush has gone a bit dull. So I'm going in to touch it up. But if you're someone who likes very minimal blush, then you may just stop at this. So I'm going in for this. So this is where it looks like. I'm loving it. Once again, I'm going to go in here, finish it off. Said if you ever want to throw a compliment at me. And this is this. Now I'm gonna go ahead and use my clear lip gloss on this. Alrighty. I'm taking this and I'm just placing it here. This will just give it a very nice shine. Alright. Oh boy. So this gives it the complete look. I love gloss, so I would always go with the gloss. Now this is the end result. To finish this off, I'm going to spray and then I will put some glitter on my cheek or some highlighter, and that will be good. Thank you. This just breaks down all that powder. Thank you. Funny enough, I haven't tried this before. I don't know why I haven't. I actually like the black and pink. Wow, Wow, please, I would love that day. Whenever you're doing that, just let me know. I want to watch. I want to watch Mike do a tutorial. That will be interesting. Right, I have a fan. So I'm just going to blow this down. Mm, So to finish this off, I'm going in with a shade from my eyeshadow palette. I know. This is a very pigmented shade, so I love that. Or you can go in with a liquid highlighter, which I think I should use actually. I'll be using my liquid highlighter for this one. It gives you a very nice dewy finish, and this is going to be perfect for like the peach going on with the cheeks to give it like a very nice sunset effect. So let's do that. So this is from a brand called Hegai and Esther, H&E. So I'm just going to use that. Place that on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to just blend it out. Then I will pick it up with my brush. So I'm just placing it here, like so. And I'm going to keep it on that high point just because that is where the light touches and give it a very nice glow. I'm going to do the same here. And here, just softly. Why would anyone want to do that anyway? All right, so this is done. That's a very funny law. That's interesting. What are the people of Alabama up to though? So this is the end, and this is what this looks like. This turned out really pretty. It turned out better than I expected, so I like this. And yeah, that concludes the end. Now, if you like, we are like siblings, I know. So you can go ahead and use like a mascara and just finish off the bottom lash. Mhm. And there you have it. I know, why would anyone want to do that? Mike is mischievous. You've definitely tried it. I know. And that is the end. This is a tutorial class. I'm going nowhere. I'm going to take this off after this live. So this was just for tutorial. But guys, this was incredibly fun to do. I might actually try wearing this out in the summer. So it's a very nice summer makeup. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Sir Mike. Thank you, Biggie. It was nice to have you here today, guys. Thank you, guys. So once again, I'll be back here tomorrow by 10 p.m. EST or 10 p.m. Toronto Canadian time. And on the weekends, I do a trivia. You do not want to miss my trivia night. So see you on the weekend. Be back here tomorrow because I'm going to do something different and something fun again. Once again, you can request makeup looks that you want me to try. You can request trends that you like me to try. Okay? Yes, 4 a.m. UK time. UK time, is it Central Time? I don't know. I'm thinking that is Central Time. 4 a.m. Central Time, I think. I think. Don't hold me to that. I think. But yeah. Guys, it was nice. Thank you, Vicky. I hope to see you again tomorrow. Thanks so much. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you so much, Heather. You guys are the absolute best. Um, Shout out to yeah, the pretty girl and NYA, I think, the pretty girl. Omar, shout out to you. Thanks for always being here. Thanks for showing up. Shout out to you, Phil, aka Rizla, Jesus Disciple, and Erica. Erica was the first person here, so shout out to you all. Thank you guys. Black and white stripes. Ooh, that would be nice. Okay, I could try that tomorrow. I wonder, will it be more like an eyeshadow? Okay. I hear you. I'm gonna try that tomorrow. I'm gonna try that tomorrow. So if you want to see what that's going to look like, you have to be here tomorrow. So, guys, thanks for being here. It was an absolute pleasure having you here. See you again tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Remember to subscribe, hit that like button, turn on the notification bell, and most importantly, share this video so that someone else can watch. Okay? Thank you so much, guys. Newcastle. What is Newcastle doing here? All right. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good one. Mwah. Have a good night if you're in Canada and the US and wherever is night. Have a good morning if it's morning. And I'll see you again.